All right, welcome. This is DB talking now. DB talking birds. DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. Happy Friday, everybody! Happy Friday. I have a few things that I want to talk about. Jalen Reagor made the catch of camp. One-handed grab over Darius Slay. Did not look like it was going to be completed, as it was a back shoulder, one-handed grab in the end zone. Absolutely phenomenal touchdown grab at camp by Jalen Reagor. Unfortunately, the next two battles between him and Slay, he did not win. Miles Sanders actually is having a good camp, guys. He just, kind of like what I was saying last night. He's having a good camp. He looks He looks good. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life. The only thing, for me, when it comes to a starting running back, you got to be able to catch the ball. You got to be able to catch the ball in the backfield. He continues to have those struggles, similar to what we were talking about yesterday, and those are things that I do not want to see. But then again, that's why we drafted Kenny Gainwell, so I expect him to pick up the slack there. Another thing as well, it seems like the coaches really love Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard is looking to revitalize his career. Look, guys, the running back room excites me a lot. Big Play Slay, welcome to the chat, my man. What's up? Look, this running back room in general, these guys were all guys that contributed at a very high level at one point. So there's reason for us to be very excited about this running back room. And if Jordan Howard looks good, that's absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that they really like him a lot. Hillary Cummings, how's it going? The fact that they really like him a lot, he's having a great camp. That can spell some great news for this Philadelphia Eagles team. And if they can find a way to use him successfully, that's going to be a great thing as well. Jacoby Stevens, unfortunately, obviously I've spoke about this before. He's my sleeper pick. He's the bright spot. When I heard about him getting that pick off of Jalen Hurts in the middle of the field, I became increasingly excited about him. I'm going to continue to be excited about him as the weeks go forward. However, he was added to the injury report. He is listed week to week, so we will just have to see how that goes. John Hightower was also added to the injury report. Did walk off the field, I believe, at yesterday's practice, so we'll have to see how that goes as well. It seems like this wide receiver room just continues to take heat, with the exception of Jalen Reagor having that great play yesterday at yesterday's practice over Darius Slay. So it's just that. Look, I said it last night. I don't think Jalen Reagor is going to be who we wanted him to be. But the other great news, coming out of that wide receiver room is Quez Watkins, who I do believe is going to have the most development. Who's going to show the most progression when it comes to this wide receiver room, outside of maybe Devontae Smith or maybe Travis Fulgham. Travis Fulgham continues to be steady, but Quez Watkins continues to have a phenomenal camp and looks great. Like he really does. That's the wording from what we've heard, from what we know. Quez Watkins looks absolutely phenomenal. And that's what I expect. That's what I expect. That's what I saw, in the limited amount of reps that he got, towards the end of the season, last season. He did great things. That bubble screen, his only touchdown, his only touchdown last season. He took about 36 yards for a touchdown on a bubble screen, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So those are the types of things that I expect to see from Quez Watkins on a more consistent basis as he continues to develop and as he continues to hone his craft. But let's get into it. What do you guys think about this team going forward, and this team as we go into our second week of training camp? Now, week 1 of training camp has ended. The Hall of Fame game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys, ended last night. Pittsburgh Steelers kind of, stole the show. They won 16-3. Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys rookie draft pick, he played well. And but more notably, obviously for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Najee Harris played really well also. So I mean, those are two notable items if you're talking about rookies there. But how do you guys feel? I mean, I think when it comes to the end of week 1 of training camp for the Philadelphia Eagles, Andre Dillard is who we thought he was. Andre Dillard is who we thought he was. He's a bust. He's a bust, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Andre Dillard is a bust because he was a first-round offensive lineman that we took to eventually, replace Jason Peters, and he's just not that. But the good news is that we got Jordan Mailata, who will replace Jason Peters, and is going to replace Jason Peters. He's going to do a great job doing it. The thing is that it's not that big of a down. It's not that big of a downer because Jordan Mailata is playing extraordinarily well. It would have been much more bittersweet if they both played well, and we could have used one of them as a trade chip, a bargaining chip for a trade. Vice versa here and there. Thoughts on the Josh Allen contract? Toxic Falcons, welcome to the chat, my man. I have not seen it. I got a report of it, and I have not seen it. What did he get? Holy shit. Josh Allen signs an extension for $258 million. My thoughts on this Josh Allen contract at first glance is, wow, that is a lot of money. That's my thought on the it's my first thought on this Josh Allen contract. Here's the thing. Josh Allen has earned this contract extension. My thing about this is when it comes to contract extensions and quarterbacks and franchise quarterbacks, I obviously have to compare it to the Carson Wentz one because that's the most relevant one for me as an Eagles fan. And Josh Allen has earned this. I would say Josh Allen has earned this more than Carson Wentz earned it when Carson got his. So those are my thoughts on the Josh Allen contract. $150 million in total guarantees over 6 years, and $100 million fully guaranteed upon signing, which are each the highest in NFL history. That's insane. I mean, he's incredible. He's an incredible player. He continues to get better. There's no. It doesn't seem like there's any slowing him down. He's similar to Patrick Mahomes in that way. Yeah, I mean it's a lot. It's a lot of money, but that's kind of where the market's at. Tox Falcon says, so imagine how much Lamar is going to get. Well, I'm not putting Lamar Jackson up with Josh Allen. I personally believe that Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I'll say it here first. He's a better passer. Everybody thinks that Lamar Jackson is going to get he's going to get a lot. He's going to get a lot, but I honestly would I would take Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. Tox Falcon says, I don't know, man. I think players are getting too much. Yeah, but like I said, that's where the market's at, bub. Tox Falcon says, because the Bills got to pay for Diggs in that defense. Well, here's the thing. Is this is kind of what teams run into, right? I mean, it's this is that moment where they have rookie contract and that window, and then after they get that contract, it's like, it gets hard. It gets hard after they got to give the contract to their franchise quarterback. Talks Falcon says Lamar Jackson isn't good, to be honest. No, and I've talked at length about this. I mean, I'm not going to say that he's not good. I'm not going to say that he's bad. I'm going to say, I mean, I think he's decent for what the Ravens do. He's good for what the Ravens do, and the Ravens run a multiple power zone scheme. So that helps out. I mean, there's not much more to say to that. Like a multiple power zone scheme gives them the ability to find different ways out of that power run scheme, and then option it out and run it with Lamar if they need to. Docs Falcon says, in my opinion, if you can't get the job done in the playoffs, why pay you for some wins in the regular season? That's a good question. That's a phenomenal question. That's a phenomenal question. And I think here's the thing. Team, it's a phenomenal question, and it's a hard thing to decipher, and it's a hard thing to bet against too, because you might, one, it takes a team to get to the Super Bowl, not just one player. And the thing is that Lamar might be the key. Lamar might be one of the keys to win in the regular season, but there might be the missing ingredient that needs to help them win in the playoffs. That needs to complement Lamar in that offense. And that might be the piece that they're missing. So it might not need to be just Lamar. They might just still be missing that extra piece. And you never know. That piece, like Lamar plus that missing piece, might get them a Super Bowl win. So it's like, let's say they did get rid of Lamar, and then they found that extra piece, and then they run into the same issue. Well, how are you going to know? So like, it's hard to bet against. You see what I'm saying? Big Play Slay says Josh Allen got a mega deal. Yeah, no, we were just talking about that, Big Play Slay, and I think that he's earned every single penny. I think that he continues to get better. It's huge. It's a huge deal, but I mean, that's kind of where the market's at, and he's done a phenomenal job. And honestly, his road and his future is just continues to get even more luminous. Talks Falcon says, yeah, because UK people were saying Lamar needs a playoff win. UK people, as in like the United Kingdom. Big Play. I mean, it's always good to hear it's always good to hear another country's thoughts on Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I mean, it's true. He needs multiple playoff wins. That entire team. That entire team should continue to do better. I think that entire team took a fall when they lost CJ Mosley. It's not just about Lamar. That entire team took a fall when they lost CJ Mosley. So it's yeah, there's more to it. There's more to it than just Lamar. Then I'm assuming Lamar and Baker are going to get big hauls in their deals. Well, that's what we're talking about too, is maybe. I mean, I like Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen is a part of a team that's like this close away from continuing to get better, like getting to the AFC Championship game, like getting to the Super Bowl. Like Baker has all the talent in the world around him, and is running into the same issue that now Lamar is running into. So I don't know if they're going to get the same amount of money. It's just because Josh Allen just got a mega deal doesn't mean that Lamar and Baker are going to get the same amount of money just because the bar is now set there. Like these guys are not as good as Josh Allen. Baker's great. Baker is really good. He's not as good as Josh Allen. Lamar is good for what the Baltimore Ravens do. He's good for that. But if you take him out of there, I'm not. I'm not. I don't trust Lamar. I don't trust Lamar out of that system right now. I wouldn't. Josh Allen is better than both of those quarterbacks. Big Play Slay says, I didn't know other countries felt the type of way about Lamar. Well, the United Kingdom makes sense. I mean, we play games in London, so I mean that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that. Who do you think will get paid more, Baker or Lamar? I'm gonna say Baker. I think Baker's more talented. I think Baker should get paid more. Baker's more talented. Yep. And Baker has more ridiculous talent. Yeah, Baker's phenomenal. I mean, Baker's. I'm not gonna say phenomenal, but he's definitely really good. He's definitely really good. He did. He had an off season. He did. He had an off season. That's true. But I think that they just have to rein in his attributes, his talents. The things that he does well. Baker should be performing a lot better than he is. That's for sure. I mean, he has all the talent. I mean, he has literally like a boatload of skill position players around him. UK, I mean, UK means Oh. I gotcha. Yes, UK means Yeah. Let me go back to that comment. Let me reread that comment. Now that I know what you were talking about. Yeah, because people. Okay. That's funny. Big Play Slate says, "Who do you think has a better year, Baker or Lamar?" I'm not sold. I've never been really sold on Lamar. I've just never really been sold on Lamar. So I'm gonna say Baker. I'm just gonna say Baker. I mean, I've never been sold on Lamar. I think Lamar is good for what they do in Baltimore. So yeah, I'm gonna say Baker. I mean, cool. You want to give me 22 touchdowns and 7 rushing touchdowns? Okay, fine. And like 2,800 rush and 2,800 passing yards? Okay, cool. Or 3,200 passing yards? Okay, fine. That's not what I'm kind of looking for out of my quarterback. I'm sorry. I'm looking for like 3,700 passing yards. And 34 passing touchdowns. That's what I'm looking for out of my quarterback. I'm not looking for what I just said before. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for 2,800 passing yards or 3,100 passing yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Like that's like I don't need that. That's hogwash. Sorry. This is a passing league. It's a passing league now. And at some point, the Ravens are going to realize that. I mean, yeah, they beat us in the regular season. Carson Wentz was awful, but Carson Wentz almost brought us back in that game despite having an awful game against the Ravens. And actually, I think he had a decent game against the Steelers and the Ravens. He threw 3 picks against the Steelers and still almost brought us back. And but like, you know, Big Play Slay says, I see you striving for that 100 mark. By the way, congrats on 50 subscribers. You deserve it. Thanks, Big Play Slay. I appreciate that. I got a few congrats last night. We had Nikki Hamilton back in the channel. I haven't seen her in a while, but she's, oh yeah, you were in here. You were in here last night. You said hello to Nikki. That's right. Yeah, it's always good to hear from her. Got a few congrats from a couple of you other guys. So it was absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your help on that. Any one of you guys who bring subscribers to the channel, absolute gratitude towards you guys. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. That's truth to the utmost. Preseason starts next week. Preseason started last night, bro. Preseason started last night. Did Dak play last night? I didn't even see that. Dak played last night? Dak didn't play last night, did he? Oh, Carson Wentz. Yeah, Carson Wentz threw 2 picks. Oh, well, I don't. When it comes to Carson Wentz throwing interceptions last year, I just don't remember. I was so furious. Like it just they weren't all on him, and it became a blame game way too quickly. And like the honest thing is that he was sacked way too many times. He was hit way too many times in a short period of time, and the dude just kept getting up. And you guys all want to tell me that he wasn't, he's not a warrior. I mean, I yes, he's injured right now. He's injured right now. I can't speak to it now because he is injured. Yeah, and he's not on the team anymore, and I'm not worried about I can't go on a Carson Wentz rant anymore. I guess that's the thing, is I used to get so fired up about it. I'm sure you guys remember. I used to get so fired up about Carson Wentz, go on the rants, and now I just can't. I just can't. You know what I mean? You know what I can do though is I can go on positive rants. The positive rants I can go on, like Nick Sirianni and this coaching staff have looked absolutely phenomenal. They've done a phenomenal job. They are in your face type of coaches. And that is exactly, I think, what Jeffrey Lurie wanted. There was no accountability being held on these players over the last 5 years. And because Doug Peterson, Mike Groh, all of these guys, the coaching staff before, they just weren't doing that. Carson, we heard rumors of that going on with Carson Wentz, and now this coaching staff is doing that. And so it's a possibility that we might start to see some positive development with these players, or at least that is the hope that happens. And I think it started with asking Carson Wentz to compete with Jalen Hurts. And that's holding Carson Wentz accountable for the fucking horrible season that he had. And Carson Wentz wanted nothing of it. So what are you going to do? Talks Falcon says their linebacker core looks good for Dallas. Yeah, their linebacker core should look good. They have great linebackers in Dallas. They honestly, in Dallas, they've had the personnel year in, year out to have a good defense, and they continue to shit the bed. So, maybe Dan Quinn is the difference, bringing in Dan Quinn to coach that defense. Maybe that's the difference. So having Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith and having Micah Parsons in there, like that's a good trio. How would you plan to go against who? Dallas? Talks Falcons says now Colts can rant about Wentz. No, the Colts love Wentz. That's the thing, is the Colts love Wentz. Like Pat McAfee came on when Carson Wentz went down, and Carson's gonna be fine. Carson's gonna return, and Carson's gonna be fine. He'll have surgery, and it's not gonna be that big of a deal. It's just like Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson's gonna be fine. They pretty much have the same exact injury. Like Quentin Nelson's gonna be fine. You guys worried about Quentin Nelson? No, we're worried about Carson Wentz because he's Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? But Quentin Nelson's probably more important to that team than Carson Wentz is. You know what I mean? So, like, Richie MC, welcome to the chat, my dude. Happy Friday, my man. Richie MC says, hey, DB talking now. What would be the Colts fans' reaction if a photo emerges that shows Wentz out hunting before coming back from injury? Oh, boy. Did that happen? Did that happen in Philadelphia? I feel like it did. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think, what would be the Colts fans' reaction? They'd probably be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's probably what it'd be like. They'd probably go, what the fuck, bro? What are you doing? Never know what he's doing. Like, why? Why would you be like, don't, like, just stop. Like, look, it's football time. It's football. I get it. The dude's into hunting. I get it. But, like, this is your year that you're supposed to, like, revitalize your career. And you just suffered a foot injury, and, with like 2 days into practice, and you're off hunting in the woods where you could step on a rock the wrong way. Like, why? That would be the Colts fans. I would think that would be the Colts fans' reaction. You know what I mean? Like, don't. Like, just don't. Like, go stay at the facility. Be at the facility. Be smart. Don't be a dumbass. Train, like, rehab with Quentin Nelson. You guys have the same injury. Richie says, DB, now where are you broadcasting from? Well, I moved over the last week and a half, so this is my new this is my new office. This is my office. You know what I mean? So I'm not broadcasting from my bedroom anymore, because where I moved, I have my office, and then I also have my bedroom. I have my bedroom in my office now. So I got a bedroom, and I have an office. Just in case you wanted to know. Let's see. Talks Falcon says the Colts got a damn good defense, man. At least top 5. Yeah, Darius Leonard, phenomenal player. They have great defensive players all the way around, for sure. But can that offense step up? Yeah, I think the offense can step up. Look, the offense has been good. That Colts offense has been good ever since Frank Reich went to Indianapolis. Just what they did with Phillip Rivers last year was absolutely phenomenal. And Carson Wentz is going to be back. It's not going to be a problem. And right now they have Sam Ehlinger, who they drafted, and the other shindig, the other guy. who's actually their second stringer. But I think they're really high on Sam Ehlinger. I know I was really high on Sam Ehlinger coming out of the draft. I thought the Eagles, if they were to draft a quarterback, Sam Ehlinger was a guy that I thought the Eagles should take a close look at in the later rounds. You know what I mean? So, we'll see if Carson's not back for week 1. I think Carson's going to try and. I think Carson's a tough dude, guys. I mean, he is a tough dude. He did stay in 4 plays later after injuring his ACL and his MCL, and threw a touchdown in 2017. So, despite him getting injured, he can be tough. Toxic Falcons says Luck honestly should come back. I could see him getting a championship with the Colts team. We'll see. It would make sense, pairing him back with Frank Reich. It would make sense. Richie says, now you're familiar with the British sport shin kicking. You think Wentz and Nelson were engaged in that activity? I'm not familiar with the British sport shin kicking, but if it's anything like my brother and I used to do when we were younger, I feel like I have a good idea of what you're talking about. So. Talks Falcons. So is Jalen playing preseason? Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I think Jalen is going to play the preseason. Jalen definitely better play the preseason because they haven't named him the week 1 starter yet, which is absolutely. It's not necessarily that it's a surprise. It's just that it signifies so many other things. That okay, they might actually be interested in Deshaun Watson. They don't have full faith in Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts isn't doing enough. And there are things that we're hearing, things that we know about Jalen and kind of some of the flaws that he is showing in camp that makes sense for them to question whether or not he should be the starter. Look, he was picked in the 2nd round for a reason. Is he a leader? Is he a great teammate? Is he a great leader? Can he lead a group of guys? Yes, he can do all those things. Can he play above average? Yeah, he probably can play above average. But here are some of the things that we're hearing, which is he's slow on his reads. You know what I mean? And he's not throwing guys open. He's throwing the ball when the guys get open, which is not something that you want to do because at that point it's way too late. He's getting the ball out of his hands late, which is not what you want to do because that's how you take sacks. You want to get the ball out of your hands before 2.5 seconds. Like that's usually the mark. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Like you can't wait to get rid of the ball. Can't wait to get rid of the ball. Like this is, I mean, it's camp. It's camp. Take your shots. Take your shots. I don't remember what podcast I was listening to, but I'm pretty sure it was analysts and former players that were talking about, coach and maybe former coaches that were just saying, this is practice. So throw as many balls, take your shot, see what works. Just throw the ball wherever you can. It doesn't matter where you throw it. Like just test the windows. Test the windows. You don't have to try and get every completion that you need. Just test your windows. Focus on that. And Jalen's trying to complete every single ball. Here's the crazy thing is what is this? I mean, Joe Flacco must be having a hard time dealing with this too. It's like they told him that he was going to be coming in and competing, and he's doing a good job. You know what I mean? And now they're off like, they haven't denied any rumors about searching for like Deshaun Watson or somebody like that, and Jalen Reagor is doing fine, but there's this and there's that, and they haven't denied and they haven't named him the week 1 starter yet. It's like, okay, well, what about Joe? Why wouldn't Joe come in and be the week one starter if he's doing a good job too? And they're not sure about Jalen. Like that like Toxic Falcon says, so Joe could start week 1. No, Joe is not going to start week 1. That's the thing, is they're not gonna have Joe start week 1. There's no shot in hell. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's not gonna be Joe Flacco. It's a huge mystery as to what they're doing. Toxic Fat, like it's a huge mystery, and it's not going to be Nick Mullins. It might not be any one of these guys, or it might just be Jalen Hurts. But here's the thing: it's hard to put your finger on it. It's really hard to put your finger on it. That's why, like I said last night, is I really think that they're going to give Jalen like 2 preseason games, to test this thing, maybe even just 1 to test this thing and see how he does. I think Jalen is going to get like an entire first half. I really do. I don't know what their plan is, but I think Jalen's going to get an entire first half. So we'll see. Richie says they stuffed their pants with hay. Oh, that's so out of context. It's great. They stuff their pants with hay and kick each other's shins until one falls down. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, me and my brother did not do that. We kicked each other in the shin a few times. We didn't stuff our pants with hay. If Hurts stayed for his senior year, would he be drafted higher than the Eagles drafted him? Probably. In one article, they redrafted the entire 2018 draft, and he was drafted by the Pats at 24. Yeah, that makes sense. Richie says Joe to Indy, then he could start week 1. I thought about that. But and it's an interesting thought. But I mean, it doesn't seem like they're in any rush to sign a veteran. It doesn't seem like they're in any rush to sign a veteran quarterback over there in Indianapolis. However, just while we're on the topic of rumors, I did recently read that there is a possibility that Zach Ertz could get moved to Jacksonville for a conditional 5th round pick. My opinion on that is I don't think Zach Ertz is going to get moved. It's just I don't think he's going to get moved this year. Toxic Falcon says Jalen left college his senior year. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did. Then went to Oklahoma. Yep. That is correct. Yeah, no, he was a senior. That's all right. But honestly, guys, I mean, the whole Jalen Hurts, the whole quarterback situation in Philadelphia is just mind-boggling. It really is. It's just mind-boggling. They're not committing to him, so we'll just have to see what comes about it. Because really, I think they're only focused on. I think I think they do have a short list. I think Howie kind of gave that away at his press conference with Nick Sirianni. I think Deshaun Watson is at the top of that short list. I think there's a couple other players that are on that short list. And my question is, Okay, so you have my question. My response to them having a short list of quarterbacks that they is so clearly you're thinking about it. Clearly you are uneasy about Jalen. So you're not committing to him. And they're ready. They're ready to go get I think that they're ready to go get that guy. Because here's the thing: we've known this for a while that they if Jalen Jeffrey Lurie is not going to be okay with the Eagles having another record like they had last year. He's just not. So that if that happens, then High Roseman is out the door. I believe that will change things. But so I think that whatever move at the quarterback position, whatever move that's going to be made, it's going to happen soon. Because they want to find some sort of stability past this year, and I don't think that they are as confident as they want to be with Jalen. I think that their picture perfect situation was having Carson and Jalen compete. That way, you have a guy who was your starter, and a guy who you thought could be possibly a starter in Jalen Hurts, and it just didn't happen that way. Tua is a bitch. Sorry. Tua is not going to do shit. It's my belief. Tua is not going to do shit. Dolphins are going to fall flat on their faces with Tua at quarterback. I don't get it. I do not get the Tua hype. Do not get it. I just don't. Not me. And I'm not going to board that train. You ain't going to see DB boarding that train. Not at all. DB will board the Jalen Hurts train all day through flaws, mistakes, interceptions, fumbles before he boards the Tua train. Because I just don't trust the Tua train. I don't think that's going to even happen. I think it's going to go off the tracks real quick. Come on, guys. It's an open conversation. Now. Shoot me. Shoot at me. Tell me what you want to talk about. Do the Eagles have a playmaker in Zeke McPherson? Is that actually true? Is that actually happening? Are we actually going to let ourselves believe this? Come on. Kyle Pitt, or what's the word? Tox Falcon. What's the word on Kyle Pitts, man? What's the word on Kyle Pitts, bro? Matt Ryan, I know, is going to play well. Matt Ryan continues to play well. Matt Ryan is Matt Ryan's a good quarterback. I've always had faith in Matt Ryan. Calvin Ridley's going to have another good year. I believe that. Honestly, the powers in the NFC, I believe, are going to be the Packers now that they got Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to be there for another year. Who will win MVP this season? Aaron Rodgers. Talks Falcon says Kyle Pitts looks great at camp. Yeah, he better. Yeah, I mean, the powers in the NFC, honestly, I believe. We kind of talked about this pre-draft. is and kind of a little bit after the draft, if I remember correctly, is obviously Aaron Rodgers being back is going to be Packers are going to be one. I gotta put Tampa Bay. I gotta put Tampa Bay Buccaneers up there. Yeah, why not? Fox Falcon says Rodgers back to back. Really? Yeah, why not? I mean, unless you want to give it to, oh no, I can give it to Josh Allen. Let's give Josh Allen his first MVP. Let's do that. Josh Allen will win his first MVP. Sounds good. Do I care about the Olympics? No. I mean, it's not that I don't care about the Olympics. I haven't followed the Olympics. Okay, I got a real question to Sox Falcons. All right, what's up, dude? What's up, brother? Why isn't football an Olympic sport when most countries play football? Uh, which football are you talking about? Talk American football? Only one country plays football. And that's America. Jason Wall, welcome to the chat, my man. Getting Deshaun Watson would be a huge mistake. Yeah. Um, I mean, hey, open. Yeah, no. I'm open to that. I can't. Yeah, I can't say whether or not it would be a huge mistake or whether it would be or whether it wouldn't be. I'm kind of in between. Like I honestly believe that I don't want to upset the chemistry of what's going on in the locker room and what's going on with this team. They obviously follow Jalen Hurts. He's a great leader. He's really got everybody bought into what he's emanating. And so yeah, and I do. I worry about bringing in a guy like Deshaun Watson and him kind of stirring up the locker room a little bit, whether he's innocent or guilty of the off field shit that he's currently going through. Yeah. Jason Wall says, "Here's what I believe to be the biggest red flag." Go for it, brother. Talks Falcon says there is a there are a lot of countries that play football. Jason Wall says less than a year after signing a huge contract, he suddenly wanted to be traded. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I mean, I again, I think if we take away all of the off-field stuff, kind of and go back before all of these allegations came about. Um, he was saying that the front office screwed him and was disrespectful. So I mean, so it sounds like it was like another sort of Aaron Rodgers situation. But again, like obviously, I'm not Deshaun Watson. I'm not in on that. I'm not in on that room, so I can't tell you what was going on. But he felt disrespected somehow, some way. But yeah. Talks Falcon says, okay, so I'll say it now. Bucks versus Cowboys. Who you got? Bucks. Jason Wall says because that he knew these allegations were on the way, so he tried to get gone before they came out. Well, I don't think that really matters. Look, the allegations are going to follow him anywhere. He's not going to get it's not like that where he can't get traded. He can't get traded if the allegations come out. The NFL is going to do their investigation regardless. So Richie MC says too much of injury risk for football to be in the Olympics. Talks Falcon says Jason Wall women. Look, I'm not going to touch this one with a 10-foot pole, bro. I don't know. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not. Don't really know. I don't really know the integrity of the situation, but we'll have to see. Jason Wall says, but we just got rid of a $100 million quarterback that couldn't even win 5 games last year and tried to force his way out of the city that drafted him. Yeah, but if you okay, so here's the thing. Obviously Jason okay, so obviously Jason's feeling a certain way about Carson Wentz leaving. And look, Jason, I understand that we gave Carson Wentz a lot of money and there's a reason for us to feel bitter about him wanting to leave after us giving him a lot of money. But like clearly something fucking went down after we gave him that money, because he wouldn't have signed the contract. Like anybody and their mother like wanted to take Carson Wentz at that point in time, whether he was injured after 2017 or not. Anybody and their mother wanted to take Carson Wentz at that time and would have given him that contract. That was the market. That's what he was going to make. That's why Howie gave it to him. And it was actually smart for Howie to give it to him at that time. And I mean, come on, like Howie, like Carson got injured in 2017. Yes, he did, but he also came back in 2018 and actually had a better statistical season in 2018. Oops, sorry. Richie says women also tell the truth too. Let the facts play out. Yeah, this is why. I mean, look, Yeah, I can't say whether what is true or whether it's not. If it's true, then fucking shame on Deshaun Watson, and that's it's absolutely ridiculous and unacceptable. If it's not, then Watson is the same thing. So okay, I don't think I disagree. I disagree with you on Watson being the same as Carson Wentz. I disagree with you being. I think Carson Wentz. What happened with Carson Wentz is there were there were a lot of things. Carson necessarily wasn't like getting the protection and playmakers that he needed. Um, and something clearly went wrong last season. Something clearly went wrong since Frank Reich left, honestly. And I can't tell you what it was, because the offensive play calling, just the offense in general kind of took a massive decline since he left. And the only thing that really comes to mind is that it wasn't Doug calling the plays whatsoever. It was actually Frank. Um, but but with that said, I think that is why there were internal struggles that came into play. Talks Falcon says Wentz didn't try to leave. Talks of Falcon says Goff and Wentz in the same boat. We can all agree. Maybe. I mean, Goff's not really getting injured as much. Jason Wall says I saw exactly what was going on with Wentz in late 2018, early 2019 on all the 22s. It's actually more simple than you think. Yeah, let's hear it. Talk about it. What are your thoughts on what you saw on the all 22s? Because what I saw were guys that were not running the right routes, guys that were not getting open, guys who were having a hard time fucking protecting for Carson Wentz because we had a ton of fucking injuries, leading to Carson Wentz not being able to stand up straight and trust his pocket. So that was leading to his footwork getting worse. And what did I see last year? I saw a guy take like almost 100 hits in less than 12 games. That's what I saw. But again, I do look. Here's the thing. Here's what I will say is I'm on both sides of the coin when it comes to Carson Wentz. There are certain things I will defend for Carson, and there are certain things that I do feel bitter when it comes to Carson Wentz. I think the way that he handled, the scrutiny that he got when he played poorly last year was, not the way that you need to handle scrutiny. If you're going to be the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, that I will agree with. I don't think he took charge like he should have taken charge. It's that simple. I don't think, and I do believe that it led to certain players not liking him. I also believe, like I talked about earlier in the stream, that the coaches were not holding these players accountable over the last 5 years, and that's coming from Adam Kaplan and others. Uh, just listening to them. Toxic Falcon says Doug and the Eagles fans hated him, in my opinion. I don't think Eagles fans hated him. Eagles fans didn't hate him, and Doug. I think Doug was a fucking dumb tree. He didn't know what he wanted. Honestly, I was tired of listening to Doug at press conferences because he never really knew what he was doing or saying. Jason Wall says it's an amalgamation of a few things. Sorry. One, teams found out that Carson likes to sit on the intermediate to late breaking in routes. He would throw guys open instead. He would have to see the. You're supposed to throw guys open. You are supposed to throw guys open. Well, he only had tight ends, bro. He only had tight ends. He wouldn't throw guys open instead. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah, just to say this, Jason Wall, it's an amalgamation of a few things. One, teams found out that Carson likes to sit on the intermediate to late breaking in routes. He wouldn't throw guys open. Instead, he would have to see the receiver get open. He would many times straight up ignore the X and Z guys unless they were running daggers or the ins. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah. Yeah. So one, a lot of our wide receivers weren't getting open. There's that. They tried JJ Arcega-Whiteside multiple times at X, and that just wasn't working. So, like our saving grace towards the end of 2018, or 2019 rather, was Greg Ward, and I mean, and as far as sitting on intermediate routes, he only had his tight ends to throw to, and Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz, and we didn't have a speed option. After they got rid of Torrey Smith, because Deshaun Jackson got hurt back-to-back years. But you are right; it is true that, with that said, like he got into a habit of forcing the ball, and it just wasn't good. It just wasn't good. I gotta be honest with you. And it looked like we were struggling for every single yard. So it was disappointing. It was disappointing to see. Completely ignoring wide receivers as well. Check downs. Seattle figured it out first. Then the league had film, and they would just zone blitz, press cover, and the safety sat on the ends. Yeah, I think this is a guy who just did not trust this offense. That's what I think happened. I think this is a guy who just did not trust his offense. Um, I can't like. I mean, that's the scary. I mean, that's a scary thing. It really is. You go like you never really want that. You never really want a player who who just who runs into a like bad luck like that. Like it's bad because you never know, and basically, I mean, it's not just bad luck. It's like they completely forget all fundamentals. Um, but that's why it's really interesting to see like if the pairing him back with Frank Reich actually does something, because it wasn't just like it wasn't. I mean, we could. I mean, it was the entire offense. It was Carson, yes, but it was the entire offense that was bad last year, guys. It was like everything increasingly got worse with Doug Peterson as the head coach. Everything. So year in and year out. So it wasn't just Carson. Richie says, "Can fans really judge Hurts' true performance in the Arizona game? It was 19-0, so fast that game plan was abandoned." I don't trust anything that Doug Peterson did. Like I don't like. I don't really want to talk about last year anymore. Like that's the thing. Like I really came to a screeching halt with Doug Peterson. Like especially when it came to like his reasons for doing certain things. Like the whole Travis Fulgham thing was absolute fucking bullshit. Was absolute bullshit. Like I don't want to hear about that's so I get this whole Carson Wentz talk right now. I get it. Like thanks like I get that. But like we had bullshit going on with the head coach. Like Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie didn't like the head coach. Our offensive coordinators were fucking bullshit. Mike Groh was a bullshit offensive coordinator. I don't like there was so much shit since Frank Reich left that went down that was absolute, malarkey and a deterrent to this football team since we went to Super Bowl. Like it is ridiculous. Like I don't want to like even kind of go there anymore. I just don't. Like it was bullshit. Like it was bullshit. Yeah, Carson Wentz had become a stain on the franchise. Unfortunately, he became a stain on the franchise. A once fucking amazing bright spot in this organization who looked like he was going to play 15 years for this team became a fucking like horrible, insidious stain that just stained a beautiful fucking button up white shirt, that you feel good about, for a day at work or something. And it's absolute bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Richie says, "What kind of owner you think Jeffrey Lurie is? Too involved after Super Bowl?" I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like that's all. Like I can't tell you what's rumors and what's not rumors. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what's rumors and what's not rumors. You know what I mean? What I can tell you right now is that Howie Roseman is having a good offseason. And those words were not coming out of my mouth, you know, before the offseason happened. Like I was one of the like I wasn't sure if I liked Howie Roseman or not. Um, because I'm always wondering, is Howie gonna fuck up or is he not? And Alshon Jeffrey also like fell off the fucking boat so quickly. Like there's so much shit that went wrong with this team. There's so much shit that went wrong with this team. So much. Jason Wall says you can't lose a half a step from injury, lose your confidence to your backup, and then lose the locker room. It was too much. Doug's biggest issue was being a vet-friendly players coach. Doug was a pushover. Doug was a bologna sandwich. Yeah, I mean Carson. I mean his completion percentage was 68% in 2018. You know, he had over 4,000 yards, and we didn't have any at that 1,000-yard receivers. You know, that's the first time that's been done in NFL history. So Carson, I mean, that year, like, statistically was a good year for him. Yeah, was his mobility gone? Yes, it was. Did he gain a lot of weight last year? Yeah, he did. You know, he was at 247, which was insane. You know, so I mean, yeah, zero moves fucking went into. Jason Wall says, and zero effort went into player development, but I really feel like we made all the perfect moves to right the ship. Yeah, no, exactly, and I think that's exactly what I'm talking about, and like is like I don't think that the coaches that we had over the last 5 years held these fuckers accountable. I really don't. I don't think that they knew how to develop players. I really don't. And like that's what I love to hear the other and now we have guys that are energetic and in your face. You know, Nick Sirianni yelling up and down the sideline. Not over the top, obviously. He's not fucking Joe Judge, who I personally believe is you know, we'll see. But you know, but just the right amount. And then I also love to hear that kind of Nick Sirianni got in the face of Aaron Moorhead the other day, because he's like, you know, bro, you got to get your guys together. You know, obviously Aaron Moorhead being the wide receivers coach, the first time in God knows how long that the Eagles have actually kept the same wide receivers coach in consecutive years. Is Jeffrey even in the league? Jeffrey is a free agent. Alshon Jeffrey is a free agent. This team, here's what I feel, and I agree with Jason Wall. They have so far up to this point, they've made all the perfect moves in order to right the ship. And so, as Jason Wall so graciously introduced himself into the chat. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I think the Deshaun Watson thing, it would offset some of these perfect moves that we're talking about. It would kind of throw the entire thing into flux. It really would. But the thing is, is Jalen actually the guy? That's why it's important. That's why I really just hope that Jalen, you know, kind of gives us the on-field piece. You know, I hope he just gives us the on. I hope he can translate what he does off the field and what he does in the weight room to on-field production. Like that would be great. Like that would be phenomenal. He's having a great camp. He's having a decent camp. You know, it's not like he's not. But but like he's still slow on his reads. Like Jalen Hurts is slow on his reads too. He's not throwing guys open either. You know, he's waiting until they get open as well. That's what we're hearing out of camp right now. So that's that. And Jalen Hurts needs to work on that. Jalen Hurts needs to work on that quickly, or they will possibly make a trade for Deshaun Watson and Jason Wall. That will throw the entire thing into flux, and we certainly do not want that. But hey, guys, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. It was great speaking with all of you. Have a beautiful rest of your Friday evening. One love. Happy Friday. Go Birds, baby.